Okay,
being black.
hold on 1 second.
Have you?
So this is what I'm saying to y'all though, and I know we got to go to break, and we didn't necessarily go there, and maybe we should. There are so many layers in this conversation around the way that it's being discussed. When you no, and yes, Shannon, I know y'all are going to say and Stephen A, I know you just shared that you have talked about the WNBA on your program too. You guys may not have said everybody, but the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level.
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A, respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go to...
You ever heard of Monica Mcnutt? You have now. Because she's on First Take a lot. Shanae Ogumake, absolutely wonderful, spectacular basketball analyst, etc., WNBA player in her own right. Ask her how it's been to be on First Take. How about Andrea Carter, who's a rising star in this business? How much do you think First Take helped that? What about Kimberly Martin? What about Molly Kiram herself? Now, I have sat back for years and taken a lot of shit from people. Some who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Some who act like they don't know just because they want to get at me. I could care less about people getting at me. I just want you to be accurate. And it is highly offensive to me when somebody implies or flat out states, like Monica Mcnutt did this morning, which was factually incorrect.
I get that we are at a special place when it comes to women's basketball and the growth of the game and all of the eyeballs. I think what I was frustrated by in our conversation earlier is that we can hold more than one truth, y'all. Like, yes. The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists. But I think in Caitlin's debut, since she has made her debut, there's been a large and loud clamor or push, yes, that is Caitlin versus the W. Okay. And that is unfair.
Let's talk about it, y'all. Yesterday, Stephen A. Smith went viral after his somewhat heated exchange with Miss Monica Mcnutt. That's an interesting last name, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to keep it moving. All right. Respectfully. But yeah, as y'all heard in the audio, Stephen A. Smith, he took offense to what Miss Monica said, right? She basically said, listen, respectfully, Stephen A., with you and the clout you have with this network and your platform, you could have done more, right, in regards to speaking more on the WNBA versus jumping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. And for whatever reason, he took that as a jab. And yesterday, he decided to double back on his show. And instead of taking the approach that Shannon Sharp did by having Miss Monica on Nightcap, right, Stephen A. decides to bring up all of the women he helped put on when it comes to First Take, or just, ESPN, or maybe just the takes he's done with the WNBA, right? And to me, he really took offense, right? I get it. Social media saying he got cooked. Listen, this is a new world we live in. You get what I mean? This is not 2005, where ESPN, reigns supreme. Now, social media, the commentary and the narratives that exist on social media really, it could overshadow everything that's going on in your day to day. People come to you, hey, yo, you seen what they saying about you on social media? This is the reason why Stephen A. decided to go on his show last night and, further get into his bag about, how many women he's put on when it comes to First Take. My opinion, you should have just talked about the analytics and the business, right, behind the WNBA, the lack of viewership. That's something that I think people should focus on more than you getting upset with. Respectfully, Miss Monica made a valid point. You know what I mean? It ain't just Stephen A. Collectively, a lot of people, right, could have done more with putting more light on the WNBA, and that's just me, right? But you had a couple people react to this viral heated exchange between Stephen A. Smith and Monica Mcnutt. Of course, we got Terrell Owens, right? He reacted via IG yesterday with a post that reads, "Needed to be said," and she's right. Regardless of where the WNBA stands today, with his platform, he could have been really highlighting women's basketball 3 years ago. All right, now again, that was Terrell Owens reacting to the viral exchange between Stephen A. Smith and Monica Mcnutt. Of course, early this morning, Jemele Hill, she decided to react to Stephen A.'s comments on the Stephen A. Smith show last night with a post that reads, "FYI, I was doing First Take before it was even called that. It was originally called Cold Pizza, and before Stephen A. Smith was a regular and then a permanent co-host of the show, now when Stephen A. Smith had his own show, quite frankly, he had me on twice, I believe. It was a huge opportunity. One, he did not have to extend. I'm just not sure what that has to do with this topic. But hey, it ain't my debate. But this idea of making people is odd." All right, now again, that was Jemele Hill responding to Stephen A. Smith's comments on the Stephen A. Smith show last night. Now this morning, Pete Rock, he decided to, chime in on this idea that Stephen A. Smith somehow, made Monica Mcnutt, right? So he took to Twitter early this morning. He responded to Stephen A. Smith, right, adding him directly with a post that reads, "Stephen A., we been knew Monica. That's Nick's family. She knows way more about basketball. You being on First Take has gotten to your spacey forehead. To me, you ain't no real Knicks fan either. You should be replaced by Monica. Nobody enjoys seeing you or hearing your corny voice." All right, now again, that was Pete Rock going off on Stephen A. Smith in his comments from his show last night. Again, if you haven't seen the full episode, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description. But yeah, man, as you can see, a lot of people are upset with Stephen A. Smith, I guess his reason for taking offense to Monica's comments yesterday. Like I said, to me, I kind of like this debate, right? Because for whatever reason, the media is infatuated with Caitlin Clark. They're treating her as if she's the savior to the WNBA. And listen, no one can argue that, she's definitely brought more eyes, attention, right, when it comes to her and her era, right? She's not the only one, right? You heard Angel Reese, chime in yesterday. It's a collective, right? It's a collaborative effort. And that's why I said, just listening to Monica's comments, how could you argue with, how she truly feels? You know what I mean? Like, Stephen A., you could have done more. I think collectively everyone could have done more when it comes to putting light on the league. Now, instead of, taking offense and, letting emotion, right, take over, why not just talk about the business of the WNBA and maybe the lack of, viewership, ratings, you know what I mean? Use the analytics. You're a journalist, right? Don't let emotion take over the fact that this is actually a good debate, right? And it should have multiple people chiming in on his take, right? But you can't flex your power, right? Let this woman have, her freedom to express how she truly feels, because we're in an era now where social media, it dominates everything, right? You could be under a rock and someone could interrupt you from your everyday life to tell you about what's being said about you, right? This isn't back in 2005 when ESPN First Take, those platforms, those sports debate platforms, they reign supreme. Listen, social media, the news breaks instantly and people are reacting, right, in real life. So now, instead of taking a page out of Shannon's book and inviting her on your show, you decided to flex your clout with the network and talk about all the women you've, helped put on the network. I mean, that wasn't a wise decision. That's just how I feel, right? Talk about the business side of it and how some would say that the WNBA in the past, they might have, maybe they didn't have stars that, is marketable, right, as a Caitlin Clark. I don't agree with that, but I'm saying use the information, right, to back up the debate, to support your stance instead of getting emotional with the take. Because again, she's, no one's saying that, because I don't agree, right? She's not the first superstar of the WNBA. You get what I mean? But again, it's not about what I feel. They're talking about the numbers in the business, right? Let's be clear. They said them girls, the money you know what I mean, underpaid. This is something that we all knew about with the WNBA. So, you know, you can't deny that there has been an increase in odds, viewership, money, right? It helps the league collectively. So when Monica says, listen, you could have done more, you really can't argue with that, right? Now, again, some would say, well, Stephen A. just got a show. He just started to go the independent route. But again, I think when it comes to just helping women feel more empowered, you know what I mean, that could be a collective effort. You know what I mean? Because we already know if it was the NBA, Caitlin Clark, you know, there's many players who they all automatically write off as a first round bust. You hear about the narratives, and it's just, ironically, Stephen A. Smith is always a part of those conversations as well. But again, like I said, this is why I believe this is a healthy debate. But I'm curious to hear, what are your thoughts and take on this Stephen A. Smith, Monica Mcnutt heated exchange, viral exchange that took place yesterday? Let me know. Do you agree with Stephen A.'s take? Do you think that she, you know what I mean, hit him below the belt with her comments yesterday? Or do you think she made a valid point when saying Stephen A. could have done more with his platform years ago, right? Way before this Caitlin Clark, you know, media frenzy took place as we're seeing today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But again, my name is SenseiRip. That's all I got for y'all today. Till next time. Peace.
Hey guys, shop with my boy Chick Smooth at chicksmooth.shop.
Y'all know the MREC room etiquette. Peace, you now tuned in to MREC TV.
What if someone wasn't on protocol?
There are consequences.
We the Knockout Kings of Comedy. This your boy, Reggie Curl, you know what I'm saying? This is my cousin, Stroncho, you know what I'm saying? We coming by.
No, I know me, old you fuck with lambskin condoms.
I don't even want my man to eat my because I eat meat from Aldi's. The wrong with you? Aldi's, you should eat this. We don't know what the that meat is. No!
For real, I heard a nigga get in prison. That's not the part about it. The part about it is he had the audacity to ask me why I ain't helping him. I said, it ain't no point of both of us get.
I step up, look him right in his eyes. He go to pat me down. Pop, 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 pop. $20, homeboy. I'm like, no sir.
Personal question. Is this microphone really necessary at this Come on, we knock y'all out. We knock y'all with punchline, punchline, punchline. You know how we turn. Give me a second.